Hello, everybody. What's good? What's good? We're just getting things straightened out here. As you're coming into the room, say where you're from, what's going on in your life. If you're consuming cannabis, shout out how you're using what you're using. I hope that everyone is able to find their way here. There is another link floating around in the internet that will lead you not to this class, but to somewhere else. So we want to leave a couple of moments for everybody to find their way into this space. But as you're coming in, just like shout out where you're from and what's good with you today. And it is very exciting to be here with you today. I am going to ask something of my producer. Can you line up the shot a little bit more? It's showing a lot of the floor. I would love for I would like for the shot to be cleaned up. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then if we can pull it in so that softbox is not in the shot. What's good, y'all? I see y'all popping up saying hey. I really meant like if you can push the camera over so that it is gonna clear it a little bit more. Yeah, okay. And then tilt it down just a touch. Yeah, okay. What do you think of that shot? You see it? Okay, great. Yeah, I think that looks great. Do you want to go ahead and move on over into position? Dope. What's good, everybody? I'm Jessamyn Stanley. I am the co-founder of the Underbelly, co-founder of We Go High North Carolina, and the host of Dear Jessamyn. I'm also the author of Everybody Yoga and Yoke, My Yoga of Self-Acceptance. Yoke will be on shelves literally anywhere that you can find books beginning this summer, June. And today we are going to do Yoga on High. Yoga on High is a collaboration between the Underbelly and We Go High North Carolina, where we highlight the age-old relationship between cannabis and yoga, and we just make space to breathe together. If you are not familiar with the work of We Go High specifically, we focus on normalizing cannabis culture so that anyone who uses cannabis knows that they are an activist and that they have the power to, you have the power to bring people to the level of freedom that we all deserve. So we are here making space for that today. And yeah, really more than anything though, we're just making time to be together and to have some, life is fucking rough right now. Shit is brutal. And I know that like on a personal level, having time to just dig down into practices and remember who the fuck I am is crucial. So I'm glad to be taking that time with you today. And I also want to say a big shout out and thank you to our sponsor, Blazy Susan. Blazy Susan has donated 2 of these really dope revolving rolling trays. Mine is already very well loved. You can see all my different things on it. We are going to give away 2 of these Blazy Susan rolling trays after class, and they will come with some papers, some cones. It's pretty dope things. So after yoga, if you want to stick around for an opportunity to win one of these, that is for you. I'm actually just going to put it's so dope. You put your weed on there, put your cones on there. It's nice and neat. I'm just going to tuck this over here for the time being. And let me see. Did I miss any notes? Yeah, I'm gonna say a lot more after class, but in the short term, if you're just joining, hello, I'm Jessamyn. We're gonna do yoga here together. And y'all let me know if you have any difficulty hearing anything or seeing anything at any point. I will receive that message via other people. Let me get my phone and shite out of the way. Get this out the way. I also want to say a really big thank you and shout out to the team, the incredible team that puts all of this together. Literally, it is not just me. There are so many people. Literally, it has grown exponentially since our first Yoga on High. This is the first anniversary of Yoga on High. Since last year, our team has grown dramatically, and the work that they have put in is just so incredible and really overwhelming to even consider. And I just want to say to everyone who has put their blood, sweat, and tears into this shit, thank you so much for doing what you do. I'm so grateful for you. And I also want to point out that this is not only the 1 year anniversary of Yoga on High, it is also the 2 year anniversary of the Underbelly. And so this month is Camp Underbelly. I'm wearing my Camp Underbelly shirt, my counselor tee. I don't know if you can, does it say counselor on the back? Did I get a counselor tee? Never mind. Anyway, I got the shirt that you can get if you go to the UB shop, which we'll drop a link in the chat so that you can very easily reach that. You can get you one of these shirts. You can also get you these UB leggings. You can get pretty much everything that I'm going to use today in our shop. So go ahead and check that out. You can find us at theunderbelly.com. You can also try a 2 week free trial of the Underbelly at theunderbelly.com. Okay, I think that is enough QVC pitching. I think that I have said all of the things that I need to say, and I think it's time for us to do some motherfucking yoga. So let us get into this. I do want to say I'm a big fan of yoga props. You might not have,
Can you say that there's details about the details are in the description.
Yeah.
How to
How to win the giveaway.
The giveaway.
Yes. All right. So the details for how to win one of these two Blazy Susan rolling caddies are in the description box. So if you're wondering about how to win, that information can be found there. Is there anything else you want me to say before we get into this?
Not yet.
Oh, no, not yet. Okay, great, cool. Um, well, yes. So yoga props. You don't need anything to practice yoga. Like you literally don't need a yoga mat. You don't need special clothes because you're going to need to practice yoga at every moment of your life and shit like that just might not be available. So I wouldn't sweat it if you don't have any of the things I'm about to talk about. But if you happen to have received some yoga blocks for Christmas like a few years ago and they're just kind of gathering dust in a corner of your room, now is a moment to grab them. I'm a big fan of yoga blocks. I like to have a couple on hand. If you don't have yoga blocks and you want to makeshift some at some point, that's totally chill. Books are yoga blocks in disguise. Big boxes, a stool or a table or a chair, all that shit can be yoga blocks. So don't be afraid to kind of makeshift something at the time. And I also have a strap here as well. I'm definitely going to utilize the strap relatively early in the class. And anything can be a yoga strap. Like literally, I'm going to take off my Camp Underbelly shirt, and this could become a yoga strap. So if at any point you want to turn your shirt into a yoga strap, your dog's leash into a yoga strap, the sash from your bathrobe, all of that is perfect. I'm also sitting on a bolster. I don't think I'll end up using the bolster. If you have tender knees, especially, I would definitely recommend grabbing a blanket or something that you might want to slide up underneath your knees. You can also roll the edges of your yoga mat up, and then that can provide some cushion as well. But just get funky and loose with it. Today is not the time to be critical of yourself. It's not the time to talk shit about yourself. You got plenty of time to do that other than right now. Right now, we are going to celebrate everything that you have been taught to be ashamed of, everything about you that feels quirky or weird or off base. It's not. You were made the way that you were made on purpose. You are who you are on purpose. Everything that happens to you is happening on purpose. Not because there's something wrong, not because you should have done something differently, but because you are walking the path that the universe has laid out for you. And personally, I am so grateful that that path has brought you to be able to spend time with me. I'm glad that we get to kick it together here today. And getting to spend time with yourself in this space means that if at any point you want to listen to yourself over listening to me, go with it. Listen to yourself. If you want to modify the postures in a way that is fundamentally different than what I'm doing, maybe even we're going to start out in corpse pose. Maybe you start in corpse pose and you're like, this is the posture for me today. This is my yoga today. Get into that shit. Corpse pose, very complicated posture. To be able to just extend and open yourself on your back, very vulnerable. Let yourself live in that space. If you want to, at any point during the class, modify the postures in a way that you're kind of like, Is this yoga? I don't know if this is right. Like, should I be doing this? Is Jessamyn, I'm not sure if this is what yoga is. It is. It's perfect. You're perfect. Do it. Go if you need to drop a knee, grab a prop, whatever it is, lean into that. Okay. Uh, uh, uh. That's enough talking. Let's get into this. So, find your way onto your butt. Just take your time getting there, you know. And as you find your way onto your butt, maybe you practiced yoga before and you practice corpse pose and you know that it's lying down on your back. That's cool. Humor me. We're going to go slowly. Just take your time. Rock with me into this posture. So you can extend your legs out. Start by shaking them out. Shake them from side to side and let them be still when they're ready to be still. Don't make a conscious decision. Just let it happen. And I'm picking my belly up off my thighs, and I mean it. I'm gonna get it up inside these incredibly comfortable underbelly leggings, pulling out my belly. Oh my God. And just hold that shit. Hold your belly. Let your shoulders round. Close your eyes. Just curl into yourself. And then as you're ready, slowly roll onto your back. Just take your time getting there. Slowly roll onto your back. Oh. You can keep holding your belly. You can hold your heart space, but I'm going to spread my arms wide. And if you spread your arms wide, really intentionally take up space. We spend so much of our lives making ourselves small, trying to fit into a box. You don't have to do that here. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to be anything for anybody else. All you need to do is expand. Close your eyes. Let every piece of yourself get heavy. From the very core of yourself, weight down into the earth. Let your fingertips get heavy. The center of your palms. The very edge of your thumbs. Get heavy along the lids of your eyes. Feel each hit point wading into the earth. You're letting every piece of yourself arrive. Letting yourself show up exactly as you are. Battered and bruised. Complicated. Hard. Wearing armor. Give yourself permission to take off your armor. As you're here, letting every piece of yourself arrive. Start to notice the way you're breathing. Not with any judgment or criticism. Just notice the way the breath moves through your body. Acknowledge that in some spaces the breath is tight. In some others, the breath is ragged. As much as you can, stay only in the noticing. Don't try to change anything. Just let it all be there. And as you let yourself arrive exactly as you are, notice that the breath becomes more intentional. It might start to flow specifically in through your nose and out through your nose. No matter how it flows, start to lean into this breath. Give it your full attention. The breath will tell you where to go. Where the breath goes, you go. And when the breath stops, you stop. As you're ready, when it feels like it's time, draw your knees into your chest. I like to separate my knees around my belly, and I like to hold either right on top of the shins or right underneath my thighs. You might reach around, interlace the fingers, maybe grab for either elbow. It's different for everybody. But just roll around here on your back. Roll up into your shoulders, roll over to the right, to the left. Don't let it be dignified. Dignity is so overrated. Just let yourself be sloppy, be messy. Be like Alex Mack. Turn to liquid. You should go side to side like a weeble wobble. You might roll onto the right side or the left side and catch a little tight spot. You can rock into that tight spot. Just breathe into it. Put your breath directly into the spaces where it feels like no breath could be. And then as you're ready, reach with your hands for each foot. Right hand to right foot, left hand to left foot, and come into happy baby pose. This is a spot where a strap can be helpful. If you can like almost reach for the foot, but it's not quite there, just grab a strap, wrap it around the soles of your feet, use that. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed. And you can keep rocking around here. It's called happy baby pose for a reason because you are a baby. There is a baby inside of you. That baby never grew up. That baby still cries when it's sad. That baby still gets scared. Hold that baby. Hold yourself here. And get soft everywhere. It might hurt to get soft. That's okay. That's okay. And then as you're ready, drop your left foot down and reach with both hands for your right foot. So it's like a one-legged happy baby pose. And you're just drawing that right knee down toward the ground. And I'm moving my knee all the way to the outside of my belly, like all the way out. And I've got my left foot flat on the ground, left knee pointing up. It might feel good for you to extend your left leg straight on the ground. That also might feel like bullshit. So if it does not feel good, don't do it. It's not that deep. But as you're ready, we're going to extend the right leg straight or towards straight. And you can interlace the fingers behind the back of the right thigh. You can hook the toes of your right foot with your right fingertips. I'm going to grab my strap, wrap it around the sole of my right foot. So again, your shirt is a strap in disguise. And the strap is real nice because it helps your shoulders really be uninvolved. Like the shoulders are going to want to reach up and pull you up. And if you find yourself kind of pulling up into the posture, just back off, back up. It's not that deep. Shoulders are relaxed. And more than anything, you just breathe. Just try to breathe. The breath is going to tell you where you need to go. And with the leg in the air, you just point and flex the foot up into the strap. Just see what's going on. You're saying hello to the hamstring. What's going on? How's it going? What's going on with you today? Oh, you're tight? Oh, that's cute. I love that. Nice and tight. That's fun. And then when you're ready, you can have your hand on your leg. You can let the leg go, whatever feels good, but we're just going to drop the right leg over to the right. So you're opening the right leg, open to the right, breathing. And I've just spread my left arm wide open. If you have the strap or if you're holding on to your right foot, use just the right hand, but let the right shoulder get real soft. And I like to start looking at the right foot. And then I like to look in the opposite direction, look over toward the left. And just see what's going on in that hip socket. I'm kind of turning my thigh down, turning it up, literally just moving around in the hip socket, moving the femur around. And you just breathe. The whole time, just breathing. Each breath is an opportunity to go deeper. So initially, it might be like, This is some bullshit. I don't like the way this feels, and I'm not trying to do this. That's a really important feeling. Let yourself feel that. Feel what it is to be angry. Feel what it is to be frustrated. When you're ready, we're going to cross that right leg over the left. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Just take your time and drop that right leg over to the left. Just let it happen as you're ready. And you extend that right arm out, relaxing the right ear down to the ground. And you breathe. Breathe. And so here, I like to let the foot go completely. And I bring my hands inside of that right hip crease and just gently press the flesh away. And your left knee can be bent right here on the ground. Take one more breath here, just like this. And then come back up through center. Just take your time with it. Take your time. Nice and easy, nice and easy. And then come back up through center and let's switch it up. So you're going to bring that strap onto the sole of the left foot. Leg comes up into the air. And actually, let's start with the half happy baby pose. So the right foot is on the ground, right knee pointing up. The left knee is bent, and you've got it pushed to the outside of your belly. And you can bring both hands on top of that left foot. And you just gently pull the foot down, bring the knee down. Try to bring the weight into that right hip. It's going to want to bubble up off the ground. Just weight it down. So much of what we practice here is patience. And if patience is difficult for you, that'll come up here. If you find yourself being impatient with the postures, impatient with yourself, it's no shame, it's no shade. Just that's the yoga. That's what you're here to experience. What it is to be impatient. When you're ready, extend that left leg straight or towards straight. A micro bend in the knee is always nice. And you can hook the big toe. You can interlace the fingers behind the thigh. You can also just keep the leg literally extended up to the sky, arms flat on the ground. But if you want to take your shirt off, turn it into a strap, it'll help your shoulders relax even more and also give you that little bit of extra stretch. And you can point and flex up into the strap. You can roll the ankle around. You can start to draw the leg closer to your torso, but it's really not that big of a deal. Like, we're not really necessarily trying to get the legs toward behind the head right now. You're saying hello to your hamstring. She's like, what's good? How you doing? You're a part of my body. Let's get to know each other. And then as you're ready, when it's time, you'll know when it's time. Drop the leg over to the left. And I've got just the left hand on the strap or left hand on your leg. If you're holding on to the leg, just let your arm go at some point so that your leg can really fall open. And again, you can bring that right leg flat to the ground. For me, it's a little early in the day for all that. I'm really enjoying the balance that's created by the foot on the ground, the knee pointing out. Ooh, that's nice. And you're just rocking around in the hip socket. Just see what's going on. More than anything, literally just try not to be critical of yourself. I'm sure you receive enough critique in the other parts of your life. Now is not the time. You are a luminous, luminous light. You are meant for so very much. You don't have to talk shit about yourself to prove a point. Just take another breath here, opening up out to the left. And then as you're ready, you'll know when it's time. Draw the left leg up into the air and then drop it on over to the right. Just let it happen naturally, organically. Let it cascade like a waterfall. And then let that left arm go out to the left
Right hand is on the strap. If you got no strap, just kick that leg out. The right knee can be bent. That left leg, just kicking it out into the strap, or you let that leg go and you just hang wide open. And there's this really subtle adjustment I like to make in the right shoulder. It can get kind of tucked under. So you're just going to scoop the right shoulder out. Breathe. Gaze in the direction of the left fingertips. And if you want to get that extra stretch, you can bring your hands to the inside of that left hip crease. Oh, that's the money right there. And you just gently pull the flesh out, opening that hip up. Seeing what it means to be loving toward yourself. Seeing what it means to be gentle when you have no other option. One more breath here, just like this. And then when it's time, you'll know when it's time. Just draw that leg up. Up, 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 up into the air. Very nice. Very nice. You got this. Lose your strap. Draw your knees into your chest. And we're going to rock up onto hands and knees. So you just take your time. It does not need to be dignified. Literally, you rock your way up to seated. And then you're going to rock yourself forward onto hands and knees. Literally, don't worry. You fall over. It's all good. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Rock on forward. Hands and knees. And then come about halfway back on your mat. Now, if you practice with me on the underbelly, you know one of my favorite posture combinations is cat pose and cow pose. I think it's an incredible way to open up the spine and to get back to that primal energy, that primal animal that is inside of you. So extend through the crown of your head and out through your seat. It's like there's a string coming out of the crown of your head that comes out straight through your asshole. Breathe. Broaden across your collarbone. Knees are underneath your hips. Shake that out. Wrists are underneath your shoulders. Breathe. Find your tabletop first. And then from here, we're just going to let the belly get soft. You're going to drop the belly down. The arms stay straight. You start to look up toward the sky. Exhale. Curl the spine. Round the back. Shake out the head and the neck. Now, if this is a lot on your knees, you can do this exact same action sitting on your butt. You can bring your hands onto your knees. You can also bring a blanket up underneath your knees. Let's do it again, just like that. Inhale, drop the belly down, drop the heart down, let the gaze come up, and then you look up. And then on the exhale, curl your spine, round the back, shake out the head and the neck. Let that go. Really shake it out. And keep going like this at your own pace. So you're inhaling, dropping the belly down, dropping the heart down, letting the gaze come up. You look up. Exhale, curl the spine, round the back. Shake out the head and the neck. Do it at your own pace. So you might push the ribs over to the right. Oh, that's delicious. Drop your belly down. Push your ribs over to the left and curl the spine. You might drop down onto your forearms. There's so many different variations. You can shift your hips back towards your heels as you are curling your spine. The thing is, you sit at a desk, you sit in your car, you hold your phone, you hover over a computer, you act like a robot all day long, like a robot. But you are not a robot. You are a wild animal, just as wild as a lion or a panther. That's you. Come back to that primal energy. It lives inside you all the time. Let yourself feel it. What it is to be wild. what it is to be free. Take another deep round of breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Beautiful work. And then when you're ready, we're going to walk the hands just a little bit ahead of the shoulder heads. Spread wide through your fingers. I'm kind of turning my hands out, turning my fingers out to the edges of my mat. I'm plugging into the fingertip mounds, plugging into the knuckles. I've got my toes curled under, and I'm going to shift my hips up and back and come up into a downward facing dog. I think I'm going to probably burp. I got some gas that is ready to come through. So if you got a fart or a burp that's ready to come out, let that out. Curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Breathe. And I'm separating my feet wide enough so that my belly can just rest in between my thighs. And really shift the hips up and back. Up and back. Press the chest back toward the thighs. And we're just going to be here for a moment. When you're ready, walk the hands back to meet the feet so that you're in a standing forward fold. And just breathe. Just breathe. And if you need to come up to stand, if you're like, bitch, you tried it. This is too much. I don't like this. I feel you. It's all good. Find your way back here as you're able. And when you're ready, you can bring your hands onto blocks. I'm gonna grab my blocks. If you don't have blocks handy, you can put your hands on the wall. You can put them on a stool, literally whatever you've got handy. You can also have your hands on the ground. You can hook your big toes. You can reach back behind, put your hands on the backs of your calves, hands on the fronts of your calves. Make space for your belly. Shake out the head and the neck and breathe. I'm bending into my right knee, bending into the left knee. And if your titties are trying to choke you out, it's all good. Relax the chin away from the chest. And then slowly put a huge bend in your knees. Slowly roll up to stand. The head is going to stack on top last. Nice and easy. Just take your time coming up. Find your way up. Victorious. Very nice work. Look at you out here. Meet me up at the top of the mat. Just take your time getting up here. I'm going to keep my blocks handy right here in front. Now, find a foot placement that works for you to stand. Traditionally, when we practice this posture is called mountain pose. Traditionally, we bring the big toes together, and there's like a couple inches in between the heels. That's tradition. I like to bring my feet to at least hips distance apart, just to make a little bit more space for the body. I really like to bring my feet wider than hips distance apart. I think of it as belly distance apart. Like, ooh, and you pick up your belly off the top of your thighs. That's a nice one. Make a little bit more space there. I'm telling you, picking the belly up off your thighs, game changer. Game changer. You're just making space for yourself. Not trying to hide anything. Nothing to hide. You are the way you are on purpose. Find a foot placement that works for you. Root yourself in. Inhale your arms up and overhead and really reach up. Reach up from the core of yourself. Reach up. And then exhale, bring the palms together right in front of your heart space. You can also bring the palms directly over the heart, one on top of the other, but drop your gaze down, close your eyes. Tune into yourself. Tune into this light. The light that creeps out from behind the edges of your mask. No one can fault you for wearing a mask. We all have to do it. But you are more than your mask. You are luminous. You are meant for everything. You can handle everything. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale it out of your mouth. Let it go. Drop your arms down. Gently blink your eyes open. Let your gaze come up. All right, y'all. Now we're going to start with a couple of sun salutations just to bring some energy into the body, just to invite in this light. The sun offering us so much. We are little droplets of sunlight. Let's welcome that energy in. So from your foot placement, rock forward into your toes, rock back into your heels. Forward into toes, back into the heels. Each time making more space across the plane of your foot, across the pad of your foot, across your heel. And then rock your way back into your heels again. And that time, the next time you come back into your heels, pick your toes up off the ground and then put them back down, starting with your pinky, all the way through across to your big toe. Find that placement. Feel that all of you, every single piece of you, every little bit is plugging into the earth, bringing up energy from the core of the earth, drawing it up through your legs, up into your pelvis, up through your chest, and then out through your head. Find your hips stacking over your heels, the shoulders stacking over your hips. Shoulders relax down your back. Fingertips drip down. And then when you're ready, use this strength coming from the earth to inhale the arms up and overhead. Really reach up. Really look up. Look up from the very core of yourself. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Heart comes down. Arms are going to swan dive. Make space for your belly in between your thighs. Hands can come onto the ground. They can come onto blocks. They can come onto your shins. Inhale, lengthen out through your spine, through your chest. You can walk your fingertips forward. You get long through your spine, through your chest, through your heart, through the crown of your head. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Just drape on down. Pull it in. Walk yourself into that forward fold. Inhale, arms come up. The gaze comes up. You look up, victorious look up. Exhale, arms come by your side. Drop them down. Let that go. Beautiful. Beautiful. That is a half sun salutation A. If it works for you, if you're feeling that half sun sal, stick with half sun sal. If you want, I'm going to add a little bit more to this sequence. We're going to go into a full sun salutation. But if you stick with half sun sal, you can hit like 3 or 4 half sun salutations in the time that we'll practice a full sun salutation. So just keep that in mind. As you're ready, though, we're going to inhale the arms up and overhead. Really arc the heart open. Bring the gaze up, look up. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Heart comes down, hands come down. Head down. Inhale, lengthen out through the spine, through the chest. You can walk your fingertips forward, look forward. Exhale, you can forward fold if you're going into that half sun salutation, or if you want to add on, plant the hands down. We're going to step the right leg back, step the left leg back into a high plank. Then drop the knees down, bend the elbows to 90-degree angles, shoot your chest forward, Come on down into that half chaturanga. All the way down to your belly. Come on down. Pelvis is heavy. Tops of the feet are heavy. Inhale, curl the chest up and open. We're coming into a cobra pose. Pelvis down, tops of the feet are heavy. A little bend in the elbows. Curl the chest open, heart open. Exhale, curl the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Just try to breathe. And I'm separating my feet wide enough so that my belly can rest right in between the thighs. If you want, down dog today might be hands and knees. I love that for you. I love that shit. Lean into what feels good, not what you think is right. The practice doesn't get better when you are in deeper variations. That's just what your body wants. No matter what your body looks like, it's all the same. No matter what your body is looking like in this exact moment, you are getting the yoga that you need. Shift your hips up and back. Up and back. Press the chest back toward the thighs. You got this. You got this. Think of everything that you deal with in a given day. This posture, you got this. When you're ready, look forward to your hands. We're going to walk, hop, or float up to the top of the mat. You pick your way. I'm going to walk it up. I'm a frog walk it up, actually. Find your way up, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen out through the spine, through the chest. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Hang loose. Inhale, arms come up. Gaze comes up. You look up. Exhale, arms come by your side. Victorious. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We're going to do that again, just like that. Whatever felt good for you. Half sun salutations, full sun salutation, whatever you need. The trick is this time, close your eyes. Close your eyes. You don't need to see. You don't need it. Tune into yourself. Close your eyes. When you're ready, inhale the arms up. Gaze up. Look up. Exhale. Forward fold. Over your legs. Heart down. Hands down. Take your time. Inhale. So lengthen out. Through the spine, through the chest. Get long. Exhale. Plant the hands down. Let's step it back or hop back. I'm going to go for that hop back. High plank. Hell yeah. Knees down. Elbows to 90-degree angles. Half chaturanga. Down to the belly. Very nice. Inhale. Curl the chest up and open. Cobra pose. Micro bend in the elbows. Pelvis is heavy. Look up. Exhale. Curl the toes. Lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Just breathe. The whole thing, I promise, is literally just about breathing. And if at any point the breath stops, if you find yourself thinking more than breathing, that you better come down to your knees, find a child's pose, and find your breath. It's nothing without the breath. Nothing without the breath. Shift the hips up and back. Spread wide through the fingers. Really put the weight into the pelvis, into the hips. And then when you're ready, look up to your hands. You can walk, hop, float your way up, top of the mat. Just make your way up there. You're finding your way up there. Inhale, lengthen out through the spine, through the chest. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Inhale, arms come up. You are truly victorious here. Arms up, gaze up, look up. Exhale, arms by your side. Mountain pose. Return. Powerful. Hands onto your hips. And I mean your real hips, not your waist. Get up underneath that fat roll and drop that right leg out to the side. We're going at one leg's distance. One-ish. Find your power stance here. I'm just gonna straighten myself out a little bit. Now, hands on hips. I'm saying this, really get in there. Like, I'm gonna reach inside my leggings again. Fingers pulling into my hip creases. Oh, yeah, very nice. Feel the weight back into the heels. And then, as you're ready, with that connection into the hips, you're gonna turn your right foot out so it's parallel with the long edge of your mat. The left foot is gonna be parallel with the short edge of your mat. And you just check that out. Look down, see that the heel of your right foot is coming into the arch of your left foot. Now, if this is a lot, and literally for any fucking reason whatsoever, it could be a lot. If you want, you can run on over to a wall, press your left foot into the wall. You can bring your thigh, you can bring a chair in front of you so you can grab a hold, give yourself a little bit more balance. But right now we've got the legs straight. Press into that right big toe. Press into the back edge of the left foot. And from that strengthening in the back edge of the left foot, it's like a wave is going to pass through your body, starting with that left foot. Let the wave start in the foot, shift through your hips, and then let that weight bend the knee, that front right knee. Breathe. So it's this transfer of energy from the back leg through and into the front leg. You can sink your knee deep, but initially you might be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, what the fuck, I'm about to fall over. That's real. Press into the back edge of the back foot, press into the right big toe, and get comfortable with trembling. The space where your body starts to tremble, that's where you're going to think, I have to stop. I cannot do this anymore. This is time out. I can't do it. That's cool. That's cool. You're meant to tremble. You can shake. That's where balance is. It's the trembling. Try to line up the right knee, right ankle, and you're working toward getting the right thigh parallel with the ground. That might mean that you need to wiggle the front foot forward some or back. We spend so much time in each posture so that you can really see what's going on in your body today. What do you need? And we're going to start with that left arm. You're going to cartwheel it up parallel to the ground. And then right arm is going to come up parallel to the ground. We're coming into warrior two. Press into that right big toe. Press into the back edge of the left foot. Breathe. Find your power here. See how powerful you really are. Again, that front hand can be on a chair. You can bring a chair up underneath that right thigh. Breathe. You can press the left foot into the wall. Your heart is pointing out to the side. Your pelvis is pointing out to the side. Your gaze is over the front fingertips. You are powerful. You are a bad bitch. You can do anything. Look at you right now. You got this. Let's drop that back arm down the back leg. Top arm up. It's goddess pose. Goddess pose. Spiral it open. Let that heart peek out underneath your right armpit. Breathe. Head falls back and open. Open yourself up like a flower blooming. Sink a little bit deeper into that front knee. You got it. You got it. Yes. Fall down. Don't fall down. Fall down. Get back up. And then cartwheel it back up. Warrior two. Extend that front knee straight. Parallel your feet. Very nice. Beautiful work. Hands on hips. Let's turn it the other way. So you can turn your left foot out so it's parallel with the long edge of your mat. Right foot is parallel with the short edge of your mat. The heel of your left foot is going to be coming in through the arch of your back foot. So just check out that alignment first. See what's going on. The pelvis is turned out to the side. Pick up my belly so we can get really intimate. That is what I need. Breathe. Breathe. That's the whole game. Breathe. Press into the back edge of your right foot. Press into your left big toe. And then let that wave start at your right leg. Shift it through your hips. Sink deep into your left knee. Breathe. Breathe. I even like, there's like a little micro bend that'll come into the right knee to help you straighten it out. Pelvis is open to the side. Shoulders relax. Breathe. And let it all hang out. Let it all hang out. This is not the space for your pride and your dignity. This is the space for you to be a warrior. Cartwheel the right arm up, parallel with the ground. Let the going get tough. Left arm comes up parallel to the ground. Breathe. Think about who you are strong for, who you support, your children, your parents, your lovers, your coworkers, your community members, your neighbors. Think about everybody that you need to be strong for. This is where we build that strength. It comes from inside yourself. You are strong for yourself first. You have the power. Gaze over those front fingertips, heart points out to the side. Sink a little bit deeper into that front knee. Try to line up that front knee, front ankle. You got this shit. If you need to straighten your legs, if you need to come back up, I ain't mad at it. It's all good. Find your way back here. Go to the wall, find a chair. It don't matter. Slide that chair up underneath your thigh, put your hand on a chair. It's all good. It's all good. It's all where it needs to be. Drop the right arm down the back leg. Left arm comes up. Goddess warrior. Spiral open. Oh, yeah. The heart is going to peek out from underneath your left armpit. Breathe. Breathe. Sink a little bit deeper into that front knee. You got this. You got this. You want to tell yourself you don't got this, but you do. That's your ego. You can let your ego go. Let my ego go. That's a mood. All right. Parallel. Bring the arms back up. Parallel to the ground. Extend that front knee straight. Hands on your hips. Parallel your feet. Step your right foot up to meet your left. Very nice work. Now here we go. From here, inhale the arms up and overhead. Reach up. Look up. Exhale. Forward fold. Over your legs. Take your time. Take your time. Hands down to the ground. Inhale. Lengthen out through the spine, through the chest. Exhale. Now from here, we're going to walk the feet just a little bit wider than hips distance apart. It's a little bit wider. I'm actually going wider than max distance apart. Turn your heels in and your toes out. Sink your pelvis down. Okay, here we go. Big old squat, Garland pose. Pelvis down. Oh, hell yeah. Now this posture, I'm telling you, y'all, when I first started practicing yoga, this was a monster of a posture for me. It was like I would get about here and be like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this yoga thing. I'm not doing this anymore. And I'm telling you, it's patience. It is all patience. Here's part of the patience, though, is setting yourself up. Now, if you want, you take your blocks, you slide them up underneath your booty, perch yourself there, bring your palms together in front of your heart, bring your elbows into your inner thighs, draw the chest toward your thumbs. When and if you're ready, you slide the blocks out. If you want a cushion for your heels, you can roll the front edge of your mat up. Relax your shoulders down your back. Extend up through the crown of your head. Breathe. Breathe. Sink a little bit deeper. Let yourself cry. And then as you're ready, shift your hips up to the sky. Shake out the hips. Shake out the head and the neck. Breathe. Breathe. And then as you're ready, drop down to your knees. Shift back onto your heels. If you want to sit on your butt, sounds good to me. But bring the palms up on tops of your thighs. Find stillness here. And then as you're ready, if you're not already on your butt, just go ahead, swing the legs out in front of you and spread your legs wide. We're going to come into a wide-legged straddle. Flex your toes up to the sky. And here, I get really intimate with myself. I'm going to pull my thigh meat out from underneath. So literally, like, pick up the backs of your thighs, pull out that thigh meat, reach up underneath your butt, pull out your butt meat. Okay, that's nice. Feel all the energy sinking down into the earth. Extend up through the crown of your head. If it feels good, cross your legs. If it doesn't feel good, don't cross your legs. Settle your belly in between your thighs wherever you are. Close your eyes. Bring one palm over your heart. Bring the other palm over your heart. Drop your gaze down. The eyes are closed. Cradle yourself. Remember that baby. That little blossom of light. That's still you. You are that sensitive. You are that gentle. You are that important. Never forget that you are needed in this world, exactly as you are. You were created noble on purpose. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale it out of your mouth, let it go. When it's time, let your gaze come up. Blink your eyes open. The light in me sees and honors the light in you, and the darkness in me sees and honors the darkness in you. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for this time that we've had together. If you have to run, I feel that. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you want to practice together in the future, you can find me on the Underbelly, theunderbelly.com. You can try a 2-week free trial. You can also find me on social media at my name is Jessamyn. You can find the Underbelly studio at the Underbelly Yoga. And you can find We Go High North Carolina at We Go High NC. So if that's it for you today, peace out. I'll see you next time. Otherwise, we are going to transition into the next phase of today, into the giveaways and into a little bit of weed smoking. For those of you who don't know, this coming Tuesday is 420. 420 is the high holy day. It is the day celebrated by weed people everywhere. The day where we celebrate community. If you are interested in the history of 420, I would definitely recommend the podcast Great Moments in Weed History. They do a great episode about the history of 420, about the Waldos, who are our the great creators of 420. You can learn more about them. If you know the history of the Waldos and if maybe somebody else doesn't know it, shout it out in the chat. Excuse me, but otherwise, I'm going to light up this weed. If you are joining us for this little 420 adjacent smoke sesh, let me know what's good with you. What are you enjoying? Is it edibles, concentrates, dabbables, whatever? Yeah, whatever type of thing you're into. Let me see what I got here on this notepad. All right, yeah, if you're just joining us, I'm Jessamyn Stanley. I'm the author of Everybody Yoga and the forthcoming book, Yoke, My Yoga of Self-Acceptance. Yoke will be out this summer in June, and it will be available everywhere the books are sold. We also have a really awesome, if you have not yet pre-ordered Yoke, there is a really dope pre-order gift that is coming. So if you want to hold off and wait for the pre-order gift, it's real dope. You might want to. But you can also, if you're like, that you don't have time to wait for you to put the pre-order link up, there is a link already in my Instagram bio. You can find it there. You can get you a copy. And then you can also pre-order it later and get the pre-order gift later. I'm the co-founder of both the Underbelly Yoga and We Go High. Don't forget that there is a 2-week free trial of the underbelly.com that you can find at theunderbelly.com. If you want to keep celebrating the Underbelly's 2-year anniversary, 2 years we've been out here in these streets, head over to the Underbelly's Instagram. You can find us at the Underbelly Yoga and go to Camp Underbelly. You can also find Camp Underbelly merch and some special edition, very exciting items in our shop, which you can find at shop.theunderbelly. At We Go High, we believe that no one should be in jail for weed. Nobody should be in jail for weed. And Yoga on High is a big part of that. We believe that being visible and talking about cannabis use, normalizing is the most important form of activism. It's how we can all be involved in getting people out of jail, getting people free. It is how we normalize this medicine and how we dispel myths that come up around consuming weed. Thank you for coming today. Now, all right. Okay, cool. Okay, I see what's going on. Okay, so we're going to give away Blazy Susans. Blazy Susan, that's an amazing name. What's a Blazy Susan? Now, Blazy Susan is this. It is a Lazy Susan style rolling tray. I'll come closer. You don't need to do anything. I'm going to show you all the features. And full disclosure, my Blazy Susan, okay. Full disclosure, my Blazy Susan is quite well loved already because I love it. I think it's amazing. It's like one of the coolest things I have some really cool weed shit, and this is like one of the coolest weed things that I have. It is a Lazy Susan style rolling tray. And these special edition Yoga on High Blazy Susans are going to include a silicone ashtray that has a cone dome in it that you can use to clean out your pieces. It's really dope. Mine is full of roaches because I have used this quite a bit. And it also has another silicone tray for your dab things. You know how dabbing, dabbing, there's so many different pieces that come with dab that you need to dab. And this little tray can hold all of them. It can hold them when they're piping hot, and it can hold them when they're sticky and messy. This tray also has some silicone inserts for anything else that you need to put down that's hot, your dab shit or whatever, literally whatever. I have this does not come, this is not included. This is just what I keep my weed in, but it has a little space to put your weed canisters. It has a space for a grinder. I think I'm not sure if the grinder is going to come with this. I don't think it. Oh no, the grinder is coming. The grind yeah, the grinder does come with it.
With the giveaway.
So yeah, but if you win the giveaway, you will win one of these grinders as well, and the grinder fits right in here in the Blazy Susan. You'll also get some Blazy Susan papers. They have some king size papers, and we've got these 1 1/4 inch papers. I personally favor the 1 1/4 inch, and you can. These are just it's just really dope though. Like I feel like this has been in my house for barely any time at all, and everyone that is here is now obsessed with it. It's amazing. You can it's just so good. Like if you're smoking weed with other people, you can pass the weed this way. I've got roaches in here. Right here, you just pass it that way. You need to pass it on the tray. It's just so handy. I really can't say enough good things about it. But yeah, so we are going to give away 2 Blazy Susans. Oh, and you will also receive papers, the king size and the 1 1/4 inch, and you'll also receive the Blazy Susan cones, which are really amazing. That's what I've been personally rolling with. What did I do with my weed? Excuse me. You, yeah, I don't have no more weed. Um, you can put your lighter in here. It's just so handy. Oh, I love it. Okay, so you will win a package including the Blazy Susan rolling tray, the cones, the king size papers, and the 1 1/4 inch papers. Thank you, Blazy Susan. It's been such a pleasure working with you guys. It's really cool. Even if you don't win, you should definitely check them out. Get you a rolling tray of your very own. I'm so sad that my weed, I'm probably sitting on it. That's probably exactly where it is, huh?
Oh, where you the one you already
It's all good. This is this is my life. Welcome to the shit. The way that you can win one of these dope ass Blazy Susan rolling sets. Put your Instagram handle in the chat and also say your favorite way to consume cannabis. And then after the broadcast, we will randomly pick winners and we will notify you on Instagram. So drop your Instagram handle, say your favorite way to consume cannabis, and we will reach out to you after the fact. And while I'm gonna give y'all a moment to keep doing that, I'm just gonna pack up this little bit of weed for my damn self because I'm probably sitting on my weed. I feel like that is the whole story of my life, sitting on my weed. And yeah, I hope that you guys have a great 420. I hope that I hope you have a great weekend. Oh, hello.
rolled.
I would love to answer questions. What kind of questions, please?
Maybe let them know that they could ask me that question.
Is that do we need to?
Ask. I thought because there were questions, I think she was just asking.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, got it. Okay. If you have any questions, you can drop those into the chat. Otherwise, you can also reach me on Instagram after this at my name is Jessamyn, or also at the Underbelly Yoga. I do want to shout out once again that Camp Underbelly this month, we have all kinds of events going on. We're going to be doing a tie-dyeing event tomorrow. We're doing a baking event. It's a live tie-dyeing event tomorrow. We're doing at 4:20 p.m. tomorrow, Sunday. We are doing a baking event on Monday. We also have a crystals and cannabis panel coming up later this week. We're doing a live episode of Dear Jessamyn, as we're calling it Dear Jessamyn After Dark. We're going to do camp games together. There's all kinds of shit. I know I'm forgetting things. We're doing another giveaway on Instagram. You can enter it on Instagram. You have the opportunity to win a Smudge Wellness gift card. You're gonna win Medicine Mamas gummies. There's all that giveaway is dope. Honestly, follow at the Underbelly Yoga for more information on that one.
Yoga question.
Yoga question.
If you're lying on your back and your hips hurt, what should you do? Specifically thinking about horse pose.
I would put my feet on the ground, or if you're lying on your back and your hips hurt, first of all, that makes perfect sense because like the low back, we spend so much time sitting down and or doing like really short movements with the body where we're not getting these like long hip opening stretches. And as a result, the psoas muscles get really tight and it makes the low back just compacted as fuck. And when you lie down on your back, that's one of the reasons I said corpse pose is like low key a really difficult posture because it is really hard to be lying on your back. Hey, baby shark. So as just like a functional thing, but like you don't have any props handy, I would put feet on the ground to release a little bit of pressure there. But if you have some props handy, I would recommend taking a bolster underneath your knees or taking a blanket, sausage style, roll it up like a sausage, roll that up underneath your knees. You can do the same thing like in the shoulder region, just giving yourself, finding spaces to elongate and spaces, the props provide support so that your body can just actually relax. Because like there's like a seizing thing that happens when you're on your back where your body is like, I don't want to relax. I can't relax. I can't do this anymore. And so when you put something intentionally underneath it, hey, sweet boy, it lets you relax. It gives your body permission to relax a little bit more. I hope that answered your question to some degree. And if you want to talk about that more, I can talk about that on Instagram. Is there another weed yoga question?
How and when and why did you decide to incorporate cannabis in your public persona?
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I started talking about, so I honestly would never have talked about smoking weed if it wasn't illegal. Like, I think smoking weed should not be that interesting. Like, it should be as interesting as like where you go to the grocery store or the type of toilet paper that you use or the type of toothpaste that you use. It's just something that everybody does, but that we don't discuss. But I realized that me not talking about smoking weed was directly contributing to the war on drugs. By my silence made me complicit in a system that literally, even as legalization happens, and I know that legalization is starting to sweep the United States, legalization is a white man's game. It is something that was created to be the intermediary in an industry that has existed for a very long time. And even within that, this stigma prevails so that as we legalize, there are still people locked up for weed. And the reason that that's able to happen is because we don't talk publicly about smoking weed. And it has to be clear that everybody smokes weed. And literally, everybody smokes weed. Like everybody does. It doesn't matter what your job is, how old you are, where you are, everybody smokes weed. And it's imperative that we all collectively discuss it because it takes the power away from those who use that as a tool to marginalize other people. So I felt like if I have a public profile, if I have a public platform, what the fuck is the point of that platform? What's the point of having a platform if you're not going to use it? So that's why I started talking about it. But I hope that one day that the kids literally are like, you used to not be able to talk about smoking weed. Like, I hope that they're literally like, why would you even need to talk about that? Who cares? Everybody uses cannabis because everybody needs to use cannabis. We all have endocannabinoid systems that are hurt when we don't utilize this plant. And we can argue about this till the end of the day. There is endless research about it that I would really encourage you to reach out and find out more about. And if you're looking for a resource, at We Go High NC, we have lots of information that we are just ready and waiting to share with you. That answer that question? Did you have another question that you wanted me to answer?
Yep.
Okay.
Why is there no water track?
That is a great question. Who? I don't know who. Did you ask that? Did you make this question up? Okay. There is a water track. It's just not been released yet. So the tracks, if you have never practiced yoga on the Underbelly, go to theunderbelly.com right now and get a 2-week free trial. And you will see that we have tracks related to the way that you move through the practice. The tracks are called the earth track, the fire track, and the air track. The air track is all about breathing and bringing the breath into your body. The earth track is about grounding and finding a connection to the earth. And the fire track is about building fire inside yourself. And the fire is really what burns away the pieces of yourself that don't need to be there. There is a water track. The water track is about meditation. And meditation, I think meditation has just become like really buzzy, but honestly, meditation is literally just what happens when you breathe and practice postures. You will end up in meditation, which means that you can end up meditating at any point in your life because everything that we do is a yoga pose. Meditation is a constant thing that will come up, that has to come up, and that in that practice, there's all kinds of juicy goodness that comes out of yourself. There's also a lot of really ugly, sad shit that comes out as well. Stay tuned for that. It's very fun. But we are releasing a water track. It is coming. I don't want to give a date because I don't want you on my dick when we don't go with that date. But just know that the water track is forthcoming on the Underbelly. Did that answer that question?
What's his name?
This is Baby Shark. Baby Shark, come here.
One more question, and then there's a note on your
Oh,
to say
okay.
either now or
Is it at the top or the bottom?
bottom.
I don't see anything. I'll refresh. What's my next question? Say that again. Just no shavasana today, or no corpse pose today. There's no. Oh my god.
Or why no relaxation?
The thing is, okay. There's a lot of misconceptions about yoga. One of them being that every practice needs to be formed the same way, or like that you're supposed to have the same kind of experience, like that it's supposed to follow a specific pattern. And that's just not the case. And there's not always a corpse pose at the end. And you can always feel free to take literally any posture that you would like at the end of practice. But just wasn't a thing today in this practice. But I definitely feel like having some moments to yourself to seal in the practice is nice. But you don't have to feel beholden to any particular sequence. That's such an interesting thing about yoga as it is digested in the like American lens, is this desire to do the same thing and fit yourself into a box and like be getting it right. And ultimately, there's no such thing as right. That's not a thing. There's no singular way to live this practice. There are many, I mean, actually, practicing postures as a way of practicing yoga is not very important at all. It's not in a lot of schools of yoga. It's actually really a very minimal part of the practice. And excuse me, regardless of how many postures you practice or how long you practice, you're still going to get the same experience no matter what. Did that answer that question, do you think? I don't see a note on here that wasn't already. Is it about the giveaway? Oh, okay. I see. Okay, yeah, got it. So the next event as part of Camp Underbelly will be the DIY high tie-dye, and it will be something of a live tutorial. It'll be at 4:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, Sunday, April 18th, on the We Go High Instagram channel at We Go High NC. Live tutorial, 4:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, Sunday, April 18th. Okay. If you would like to enter the Blazy Susan giveaway, if you're like, oh, what's up?
Do what now?
We have Lazy Susan winner.
Oh, we have Lazy Susan winners already. Okay, great. The winners are
Emily the Terrible
Emily the Terrible,
and Laura Lee Nails.
Bora Lee Nails. What were their answers to the questions?
Yeah.
I'll shout it out on Instagram. Emily, Bora Lee Nails, congratulations. You're gonna get you a Blazy Susan. And does that cover everything? That's everything? Okay, cool. Y'all are real, y'all are dope. Come back for Camp Underbelly. Don't cut it off quite yet. Come back for Camp Underbelly. We'll see you at the next events. I'm so happy to get to practice with you today. I'm Jessamyn Stanley, co-founder of the Underbelly Yoga and We Go High and See. Happy Camp Underbelly. Peace. See y'all later.